what I will do is I will go I will just show you, I will share my screen. We have a demo server where everything is working, everything is virtual, but so no real devices, but I can show you all the functions. And then if needed, or not if needed, then we will also maybe talk a bit about sales pitch and what are the USPs, right? That's my suggestion, and unless you would like to do it differently. So I will just share my screen. We will not do a introduction round as we're too many people, right? That would maybe so. Or are you guys interested also a bit of One Home history? I can give you a brief just so you understand where One Home comes from. Yeah. So in approximately 10 years ago, I think it's 10 years ago, the founder of One Home sold another company, something not smart home related. He bought an apartment with KNX. And 10 years ago, Amazon Alexa was very popular. Everyone had it. Everyone was really, it was super popular. And he paid so much money for KNX, and then he was a bit frustrated and surprised that he cannot control this super expensive KNX smart home with this Alexa that everyone has. So he's a software engineer. So over the weekend, he developed a cloud solution to connect this Alexa, voice control, and KNX. And this is this was the birth of One Home. It was a different name back then, but still the same company. So at the beginning, it was this cloud solution that was just for this one person that he shared on the internet, and then it was very well accepted from this geek community, let's say, but it was a cloud solution, yeah, so nothing really professional. Then this moved a bit more, I wouldn't say professional, but more to hardware. It was then on a Raspberry Pi, but still very DIY. Yeah. But then he saw this is actually a missing feature on this market, so it became a more professional company. And to do that, boss is calling. To do that, we took the BAO 777 from Weinzel, if anyone knows that. It's a simple KNX IP interface. And we put the first professional KNX hardware together with our software. But it was an OEM device. It still works today, but it was not our own hardware. And then with Matter, I don't know if everyone is familiar with Matter, but Matter basically got on the radar, and we knew we have to also jump on that train. So we developed our own hardware, which is the One Home server today. This was approximately 4 years ago where we decided that. It took some time to also develop our own hardware, but we are a software company, of course. Yeah, it was just out of necessity. We also developed the One Home server, which is completely manufactured in Slovenia. Components are also from Europe. We are also proud that it's not an OEM device from China, and we just put our sticker on it and sell it. So it's our own developed hardware, manufactured in Europe, and of course, software is every day being developed. At the beginning, the One Home server had much less functions as it has today, and you can also expect that there's new functions coming. Just now, a few days ago, we released the Sonos integration. If anyone saw it, I will come into it when I show you the server. But this is also a big step again, because Sonos is I'm not saying it's the perfect solution for everyone, but it's so popular. It's a really good sales point as well, yeah, and the USP to make Sonos enable Sonos commands on KNX. It's a really important thing. That's a bit One Home story. Now I'm already sharing my screen, which is the remote access, but there's also a local how to access the server, of course. If it works. Yeah. You can also do this locally, of course. You don't need an internet connection. You see you don't see my URL line, right? So if you just go to onehome.local in the browser, and the One Home server is, as you can see here, connected on the. You see my cursor? You do, right? So you see we have the UTP connection. This DC in is very optional, I would say. It's more for DIY people that maybe don't have the server in the where the KNX equipment is. So maybe ignore it for the moment. But of course, we have the KNX bus and the KNX power supply. So we need at least we need those three connected to the system. It could theoretically also go via IP, but of course we recommend to connect the server with the TP bus. And then the first time there's a, do I have one here? There's a sticker on the side of the server where you have the username and the password for the first installation. You insert that. That's how it looks for me now. And then you have it also, the available languages, I think is relatively important for you doing international sales. But I will jump now to the remote access because my private server is not so good for showing. So this is how it would look for your, sorry. If you connect, or if your customer connects to the server via remote.onehome.io, here you have then on your first page, you have all your companies. So here you would, I don't know, if you would work for different companies, you would have your different organizations here, but most of the people have just one. I will go now to One Home Support because this is where the demo server is. Here you would also have all your projects. If you already used 20 One Home servers, all your servers would be here in this one place. You can then also connect it. You see it's online. Now I have to. And this is now actually where the real magic happens and where the server is really where you see it's a software. We're a software company, yeah. So everything is available from the browser. You don't need additional hardware. You have this first page with this basically just an overview. A few details, how many devices are connected to the server, how many automations, so that's the logic, yeah, are running, how many scenes, who has remote access. You can also check, of course, who maybe the customers here or different people from the same company have access to the project. So you have also you can have a project manager who's also giving access to, let's say, integrators if it's a bigger company. Then you also see who has access to the mobile app, which I will show you a bit later. And then the most important thing for the integrators, of course, which kind of integrations you're using. Yeah, so of course it's connected to KNX. The Meta bridge is running, which means it's bringing KNX devices to Meta, and also Meta controller, which is basically the other direction. Yeah, you can also control Meta devices, not just bridge them. And Crestron Home. I don't know if we go into Crestron Home and Loxone, how interesting this is for you guys. We just stick to KNX, right? Just so you know, the server has also Loxone and Crestron Home integrations. Maybe any question at this point?
Yes. May I? Hello. Is there a point in the near future that as soon as you have integration with Crestron Home to have it in Control 4?
Yes, probably. I mean, I cannot say too much since we are under NDA, but we are talking. Yeah, we are talking.
Okay.
And since we did this with Crestron, Control 4 approached us because they saw how
fair
easy
enough.
to connect KNX.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I cannot give you any timeline. I think Renato, we already spoke about this. I cannot really say when and. We are talking.
Let's give you the feedback.
No worries.
You already know that you have the perfect product to be the smartest gateway between KNX and Control 4, and we have both worlds in our hands.
Yeah. I mean, you will also see here now. Maybe I'll just jump in here because that's the interesting thing. One of the main features of One Home is that typically in KNX the integrator programs everything in ETS. And then when it comes to visualization, he starts basically again to set up visualization. And this is actually one thing that we do for the integrator. we do this additional setup, because in ETS you have all the parameters and everything is already being set up. Why do it again? This is where OneHome comes into place, and this is also what we do for Crestron. That's why Crestron wanted that from us, and I think that's also the interesting thing for C4, right? That you just press here on add a device, and you basically upload here the ETS project file. I cannot do it now in this demo, but you just upload here and everything is automatically being detected. So everything you see here, you see these are all KNX devices. They are not entered in manually. They are being read by from the ETS file. Yeah. So this is really like if the visualization used to take another couple of hours, now it's basically seconds. Yeah. To set up the integration, and also to show you basically all the how complex this is. This is all the data that the OneHome server takes from the ETS file and puts it in here. Yeah? Like it's all and you can also check everything later. It's not something that happens in the background. You can actively check it and disable it later or change it. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
But by the way, guys, this is a great opportunity to go to all the Crestron dealers and sell the gateway and sell the speakers and sell all the rest. Because we sell Control 4 doesn't mean that we cannot deal with the Crestron dealers. By the contrary, we want to add them to the family, especially now with OneHome.
And we have full backup from Crestron. Yeah, so we're working very closely with Crestron. Crestron is also actively promoting us. We are the only solution that properly works. Yeah, so. And the nice thing with Crestron projects is usually it's not about if it's 100 euros more or 100 euros less, right? So this is also, we have a really good margin on this product, which essentially doesn't give all the features because they usually just need this Crestron bridging. I think it's in terms of margin, it's one of the best products.
Tim, just a question. So, but does Crestron sell it directly or okay?
No. We actively decided that we don't do that at the beginning, or here and there I get some leads from Crestron. For example, I have a really good, if you want, I can connect you to Leonardo from, I don't know.
We know him very well.
Because
he was the Control 4 tech support in the past, and he's a friend of the family. So no worries.
Because I have to say I'm really happy with him, because I think from all the Crestron guys, I got the most leads from him.
Yeah, because he loves these kind of things, and he's a KNX certified installer and everything, so he's the perfect guy to represent your brand.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, of course, from the islands, I have the most Crestron leads, but in Europe, Crestron is a bit, it's not really big,
we know,
unfortunately, but doesn't mean that we cannot sell this server. Of course.
Perfect.
Of course, thank you.
So where was I? Yeah. So this is basically, I would say that's probably the most important page on the OneHome server in terms of this is where most of the magic happens. Yeah. These devices, you can add devices here. You can add Loxone here. Now you can also add Sonos. So you just connect the Sonos account, and then you also have the Sonos speakers in here. And you can also change everything here on the run. It's really intuitive. It's not so ETS style programming here, I would say. But of course, I will also start a bit now with Matter, since OneHome is connecting these two worlds, which is on one side the KNX world, where I would still say let's keep especially the critical infrastructure, and as much as possible keep it on the KNX side. But the nice thing is now that Meta enables on one side visualization, but also this amazing flexibility in devices. There are so many devices now. One example is IKEA. It works really well. It's very budget friendly. It's almost too cheap, I would say. Yeah, but you can have a like this super professional smart home, and if I don't know, for whatever reason there's a device that doesn't exist on KNX, or the customer likes this specific light or specific device, you can just add it via Meta and have it both in the same system. Have on one side, of course, everything in OneHome, So you can connect logic between the devices. You're not limited at all. It doesn't matter in the end if it's a KNX or a Meta device. You can do everything together. You can do logic between KNX and Meta in both directions, and you can also control everything from Meta with a Meta visualization, which is on one side KNX and also Meta devices. Later, you don't even see in Apple HomeKit or in any of those apps, you don't see a difference if it's a Meta or KNX device. So it's all about flexibility here now, and also what the end customer can do later. So yeah, this is long story short. This is all the devices here. This is currently limited at 250. Yeah, so we're bridging 250 devices, but usually it's enough. If there's more needed, we could, on one side, we could also lift this limit, which I don't think it's necessary. For these bigger projects, we even recommend to have several servers that they share the work. So if someone has more devices, there's a solution for that. Let's just go to the next one. So here you add people to the mobile app. The mobile app is working locally. Let me see if it's working. Just a funny side fact. So 1 year ago, our pitch was that we don't want to put another app on the market and have people download it from the App Store. We always said there's so many apps on the market already that we just use one of the Meta apps like Apple Home or Google Home. But we saw that it's a bit for the integrator, for the professional. It would be nicer to have an app that is immediately working with KNX. You can just connect it immediately with the server and you can test everything. Because how it is with Apple HomeKit, of course, you need a hub, you need a HomePod or something, and then you need an account there. You need to connect all this. Maybe and it's super unprofessional if you ask the end client in the end, can I have your phone now and set up your smart home? It's super unprofessional. Yeah. So we decided to make our own app, which is not dependent on additional hardware in the network, because we already have the server in the network. It also works completely locally. If there's no internet connection, but you're in the network, it will still work. And the integrator has something to test all devices immediately. Yeah. But then the app was actually also well accepted from the end users, and that's why we're also continuously developing the app. And the app is it's not working on my computer right now, but I'll just show you the landing page for the app. We're just trying to have like a similar app as HomeKit, of course, because it's just clean and it works. So this is how the app basically looks. It's just another Meta visualization app. Nothing special in this sense. Then this I think I can pretty much skip. Of course, you can add scenes on that are on KNX or Meta devices. You can do this here in the network, so the integrator can already set up scenes for the customer. Of course, you can also, if the integrator has a lot of, like, integrators have their own work style, and they could even import scenes that they usually use. Yeah, so they don't have to set it up for every project again. But you can do this here, but you can also do it in the app. Now, one of the most complex, or probably the most complex tool in the One Home server is automation. So it's a logic module, like you know it from other servers. Let's start with. No. So this is how an automation or logic would look in the One Home server. So you have this big whiteboard where you basically just add a trigger to begin with. So, for example, just some basic night light that starts in the evening. So this is the trigger. You can also see when the automation is being triggered next time, and then you just say what happens then. For example, you have KNX device change here. You say this light goes on, and you can also add other devices in the same room. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go into many details here, just to show you that everything is possible with automations here. Yeah. Update and save. And then you can, even if you have the same automation that you want to do again, maybe a similar automation, you just go here, copy. You just copy it, and then you can say here also, you paste this one here. And then you can do the same automation basically for different rooms or something, and set it up next to each other. So it's really fast to do these simple automations. Yeah. Then one important thing is, for the really advanced user, there's also Lua scripting is possible. Yeah. So you can also add a Lua block. This depends a bit on the integrator, if he even knows Lua. Yeah. But what you can do with Lua is basically everything. Yeah. You can take data from the internet, for the APIs and everything. There's so many things possible. I don't know, probably not everyone is familiar with Lua, but this is now where this is not really, like, those integrations are not tested by us. This is really important that you say this, like, that in theory you can integrate the Mitsubishi AC into the KNX system with the Lua API, but we have not tested it. It's like we cannot test everything. But now with Lua, theoretically everything is possible, but you have to always say a disclaimer that this is not a tested integration. Yeah, it's very DIY-ish. Yeah, but on the other hand, it's better to have this DIY solution than nothing in the end for some integrations. If you have a customer who really wants a specific integration, this is a way to do it. Yeah. Maybe something to some questions about the automations, or is this clear? Like, nothing special. Many servers have this, yeah, but we have this combined into besides all the other features.
All clear. Up now.
Just one question. For every server, it's more or less the same. So it doesn't matter if you use the Apple HomeKit server from Warman Home, or the Loxone server, or the Crestron. So everything is like more or less the same way you can integrate it.
Yes and no. I will, when I'm done with the demo call, when we go to the sales, I will show you the different servers. Or if you want, I can also jump this.
No, it's all good. It's only just what you're showing us, that like
now I'm showing you
everything that depends. It's all the same for all the other ones as well.
It's what I'm theoretically showing you is the One Home Server Pro, which has all functions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I can show you a nice table where you see the comparison between the devices. But focus is anyway always on the Pro server. We always try to sell, of course, the Pro server is the most expensive one. It has the highest margin also for you. Yeah. But if there's budget sensitive projects, we also have a bit of light servers, I would say, that are more use case specific.
Mhm. I have also one question. Thank you. For the automation, so the One Home server recognize all the devices in the KNX system, and you can do the automation like you have shown it now.
Yeah.
So no programming in KNX.
No.
Really?
You can trigger group addresses here, or read from group addresses. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
So here, for example, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can receive data from KNX, you can write data from KNX, all that you can do within the automations tool. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I am understanding what is this your product. Okay. Cool.
And it's also here, like I said, for the scenes, there are some automations that the integrator uses in almost every project. Of course, you can export, import also those important ones. So the focus is also in One Home that we don't just make this one project nice for you, let's say, yeah, but also that the more and more you use One Home, the faster you get, with also not just by getting used to it, but also you can reuse what you did in previous projects. Now again here, these integrations, what I showed you before already, this is how you configure, yeah. So here you can see how it's connected with directly with the TP bus. Could be also VIP in theory. Yeah? The server is also an IP interface, so you don't need an additional IP interface in the project anymore. So the server, besides being the visualization, being the logic, it's also the IP interface for every project, plus remote access. Yeah. So these two functions is also important to know that, because it's already in this one device, and you can replace classical IP interfaces with the server. Otherwise, with Loxone, okay, we don't really need to talk about Loxone. Sonos I showed you. You just link the account here, and then you have everything available. But this is now a bit more for troubleshooting. If someone has an issue, then he will need to go here and send maybe screenshots to our support. How is it planned? How we do support in the future, Renato? We just help you at the beginning, and you gradually take over, right? Or
yeah. Usually we have full knowledge about the products, and we give all the first line. Usually we only contact our partners, suppliers, in case of RMAs, if the product is really broken, or if it's a case that we cannot solve it ourselves. But it's very rare that we don't solve it.
okay, yeah.
We have a great, I don't want to put stress on our tech team, but we have a great tech team.
I would just recommend that, especially at the beginning, that we start some connection between the two support agents, that you just put me in CC maybe for the first tickets or something. So
yeah.
Our support guy also sees that this has a priority. Yeah.
So the guy in charge for the tech team, the team leader, is Ronnie, and Ronnie will manage that relation with your tech team.
Great.
Yeah, because also in the meantime, to have all partner, probably that we try to do is a short video explaining the focuses on the single product, because we see in the past that help a lot.
Yeah.
A short
it's
video
also, of course, you are a priority, of course, in one sense that you're not a small integrator, but also the faster we help you, the faster you can also use this knowledge, and this basically takes work from us. So this is, yeah, it's win-win.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So now to the, let's say, the latest features, yeah, that we edited. I mean, the graphs, I think I will skip. So of course you can have temperature graphs. You can even have electricity prices. You can display here. You can display everything here, yeah, with these graphs. It's really great, but this is also for the advanced user and maybe for some geeks, but also for troubleshooting. But the really interesting new features is the traffic monitor, which I think nobody has at the moment in the KNX world in this extent. So we have to use this now, because I'm sure other servers will also bring something similar in the future. But we are now the first with this. Let's see, to check how it works on the demo server. Okay, I can go here to history. So you can monitor the entire KNX bus, and also Matter, of course. It's just that here on this demo server, there's no Matter devices, because you cannot do virtual Matter devices. But it's really good for troubleshooting, yeah, or for testing, for the integrator to not spend hours at the customer side and looking for issues, yeah, or the customer calls and says this light is not working, or this light turned on in the middle of the night and something is not working. So the integrator can use this monitor here. Also switch to the live. Live monitor is not working, unfortunately, in demo mode. But you can see here that, for example, lights was triggered, and you will also see here, for example, that someone used the mobile app to trigger that light in the middle of the night, and then the integrator can see immediately this is what happened. Yeah, so to really find issues, and this is also all stored locally on the server. It's a bit hard to say how much is being stored, but we say like a typical family home, it should be safe for a couple of months, 3-4 months. All the data that was triggered on KNX and Meta is being stored locally on the server. So it's really, this is now the troubleshooting feature that we give to the integrator. And this is next level for the integrator. He doesn't have to go for everything to the site. He can basically support the end customer from remote, because oftentimes you cannot even charge this, right? If he doesn't have to go to the site, this is a money saver for the integrator, and then he'll be happy with you as well.
Totally.
Really, really great feature. And then remote access, I already mentioned. It's basically, we reverse engineered the S1 or from ISE. It's exactly the same functionality. Yeah, so it's stable in Europe. Their servers are in Germany, and in Asia there are, I forgot now, I think in Shanghai. So it works worldwide. And that's basically the run through all the server. Of course, it's also times the server is also KNX time server. I don't know what else to say. Updates are not being done automatically. Yeah, so at the moment we don't have this function due to, I don't know, some technical reasons. I don't know the details, but the server is you have to manually update the server, or if the server loses power, it will update automatically. So if you restart it,
I think it's better automatically sometimes. It's better manually the update. I prefer, my technical department, I prefer manually to do that.
I think it would be good to have the option to say I want it automatically or I don't want it. We don't have this option at the moment. And look, there's so many small side details that I don't know. I will not be able to cover all this now. This will also come with time. This is now a quick run through what the server is capable of. Yeah. Now I will just go into the comparison chart, because you mentioned earlier what am I talking about actually. So I was talking now basically all functions via the were about the Pro server. Scroll.
Is this online?
Yes, it's online. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just Renato. I think the prices are hidden now, right? It's working.
I didn't test yet, but in principle, yes. Let me. I'll check with my VPN. I mean,
what we did now is
Spain.
For Spain and Portugal, there's no more pricing available online, and everything is basically being redirected to you. But on this pricing page, as you can see here, is this compare devices. This is where you find.
Okay.
And
yeah,
now
the prices disappeared.
Okay,
so great.
Okay, so your customers will not see this anymore. Yeah. But yeah, here's the comparison. Let's just go through the comparison real quick. So I showed you the Pro server, but you can see everything is fully local and also a bit of marketing, privacy-focused product. Then the first thing is voice control. For example, the Crestron server and the IoT gateway, they and also the system manager, they don't offer this functionality. To just, I mean, I think it's too much if I go through every feature and every product now. But for example, the Crestron server, it's only meant for projects where you just need to bring KNX to Crestron. You don't need automations. You don't need voice control. You don't need remote access, and this is where this server comes into place. Yeah, IoT gateway, it enables you to bring to assign group addresses to Meta devices. So if you have a customer or an integrator who is forced by the customer to do something with Meta devices, but he's a old school KNX integrator who doesn't want to leave ETS, no problem. Here we can enable the integrator to assign group addresses to Meta devices, which means he can program Meta devices within ETS. Yeah. To be quite honest, it's not the most selling server. Yeah. So we were a bit more optimistic when we thought we enable also the classical integrator to use Meta devices. Yeah. I mean, the option is there, but I don't think it's being used much. Much more interesting are the other two servers. They're selling much more as the Voice and Viso. That's what it says. It only connects KNX. It only bridges KNX to Meta, which means voice control and visualization via Meta app. It's no IP. It's no remote programming. There's no logic. It's just this one functionality. Yeah. So it's the voice control, and the system manager. This is now the server that is, let's say, the least one home style, because it's this classical IP interface with remote programming. Yeah, that's the system manager, and also this live monitor that I showed you. It's this device that you could even put in a commercial project. Yeah, because it's not about voice control here. It's not about visualization. It's about being an IP interface, remote programming, and also system managing, system control. Yeah. But you can see here that, for example, here the Pro server, the first one, it has everything checked. Yeah. So this has all functionalities, and the other servers are a bit more use case. It's also described here in the first sentence. Maybe
Just
some
to be
questions?
clear, so the ones, if you want to sell together with IKEA Audio or with Sonos or any audio system in the market, the recommended one is?
The Pro, yeah.
No, the Pro is too much. There's not
You can use the
other below that.
The voice and Visu is also, because the voice and Visu brings KNX to, let's say, Apple HomeKit, and IKEA is also going to Apple HomeKit, but in this case, we are not really touching IKEA here, but it's both in the same visualization. So of course, if you have a project where there's IKEA, then voice and Visu is the right.
Yeah, I'm thinking about promoters, because we want to go to the promoters that are developing, and cost is always a problem. And if we are talking about 90 houses or something like that, the Pro can be a problem. But if we put the Visu together with one or two zones of audio integrated with KNX, can be an interesting thing.
Yeah. But in any case, I would recommend that for, let's say, a bit bigger projects, or where there's a bit more quantity, you can also contact me, and maybe we talk about a project price. Yeah, to be more
good to know.
Projects. At the moment, it's, to be honest, it's a bit hard, because I have to increase now prices everywhere, because we have a huge price increase in the chip. Yeah, obviously due to the war. But yeah, let's try to make it happen. Yeah, these projects.
Okay, cool.
And just a question: can we use like a one home system manager as the EP interface for Control 4, for example?
Not at the moment.
That's what we discussed before. Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
But sorry,
Just for the,
but you still can use it. Yeah, you still can use it. It's not a smart integration, but you can use it. It's a normal router gateway.
Yes.
Yeah.
How does
that was my...
How does the C4 integration work at the moment?
Very poorly. You have to put all the addresses and everything. They have one thing that fits right in your product, which is the smart project integration. That you put the IP of the gateway, but it works very badly with the recent gateways that they use from Gira, from Schneider, it works very badly.
What does it mean badly? Is unreliable, or?
No, it's unreliable.
It's also a lot of work that we have to do. So you put the IP address of the gateway, then Control 4 is talking through IP, and then you have to put manually inside all the lights, all the buttons, and then in each button, in each light, you have to put minimum 2 addresses.
Yeah, like
I give you one example. For example, for one DALI light, you have to put 5 group addresses manually in the integration. So yeah. But
yeah, you can start selling it as a KNX gateway router for now, and then once
I'm on
there are news in the market, we launch an upgrade campaign.
Yeah,
I'm on that. Yeah.
I mean, I also think that's like how good, how to say, like the feedback about Crestron home integration is so great. I think
Yeah.
with before it would be 10 times or at least. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite some work.
But I think you have the right product at the right time, because you will be the first. If you do it, you'll be the first that works, that really works. And I see Lua there, so you have no problems to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just bureaucracy and paperwork.
Yeah. I mean, the bureaucracy and a lot of engineer work. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
two big.
Yeah, but
challenge.
you have the basis, like
Yeah.
the same as Crescent Home. So
Of course. Yeah. Now also just to complete the portfolio, there's the One Home Touch was announced on earlier this year or end of last year. It's looking very good. I have some insider details that we already shipped the first demo device for a big project. It's not fully functional yet, but just to show you there's big progress. Yeah. The One Home Touch will be basically an extension of the server. It's a 4-inch touchscreen. This one is unfortunately not made in Europe, but let's ignore that for the moment. It's not a KNX. This version is not a KNX device. It is connected via IP to the server. Yeah, so it's basically, think of it as the One Home app in a physical device in the apartment. Yeah? So 4-inch, everything is customizable. That's a really big thing that we saw was missing on the market. Yeah, because usually those 4-inch, you choose one because you are basically set with the design and you cannot change anything. And we will have these 3 presets at the beginning. Yeah. But we're also able to, for bigger projects, for example, now the one that I mentioned is we got the color of the Ekinex push buttons that are used there. We took that color, put it on the One Home Touch, so it works together with the classical push buttons there. And the project was sold immediately just because of that. Yeah. So maybe let's check these things piece by piece. We cannot really do like big customizations for single unit sales, but I'm telling you, we can now, with this, we can really win the big projects. Yeah, because we offer this customizability and this, like I said, this project, 300 apartments we sold immediately by just showing them, look, we put the color of the push buttons as a background here, and it was sold. Yeah. But yeah, a bit to the let's say, some people might complain that this is not on KNX, but this first version will be on IP. It's powered via PoE or 12 volt. Yeah, it also has Wi-Fi, but that's maybe more for DIY projects. I think in most cases we will power it with PoE, and also data is via UTP cable. And it's still in pre-order. It's not ready for shipping yet, but like I said, there's good progress. I don't have much more than what we have on this landing page, so you're also welcome to just check on the landing page on One Home. If you just go to One Home to the bottom here, you have the One Home Touch landing page. Everything is shown. You can see it's also could be also interesting for hotels. More commercial projects. Everything is being done in the same dashboard as I showed you before, so no additional software needed. Yeah, Sonos control is of course also coming. You can change the tiles. Yeah, that's a bit One Home Touch in a nutshell.
Yeah, and they have a microphone and speaker, and they can work with your SIP door station, correct?
But sorry, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because that will be I think that's a big added value.
Yeah. But yeah, and also I have to say, globally feedback, everyone just wants it ASAP. I mean, I have a customer that already sold 100 devices, and he's pushing me now that he needs those 100 devices, but I cannot really send them yet. It's.
By the way, if you put again to MDU thing, if we put One Home Server Pro in each apartment, if you put some of these panels, which door station for the building would you recommend? Do you have any kind of recommendation?
Oof, no,
No.
we're not there yet. No.
Okay. Cool. No worries.
But it shouldn't be too like brand limited, right? If it's,
Yeah, no
Exactly.
worries. We'll test it a few
Yeah.
things.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's basically One Home. We're a small company. We don't have the biggest portfolio, but I think we're very strong, especially on the software side, which is the most important for what we offer.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's unique, so it's great.
Think a bit of it. You can think a bit of it as a home assistant for the professional user with support and not so DIY-ish. No SD card. We have an extremely low faulty rate. Like, I don't know. I think in all my years we had, I think 3 servers that we had to replace due to some issue. Yeah. So it's
Good.
really
Just one question where you mentioned that you are, so One Home has the integration of Apple and as well as Sonos. How is the idea about the other systems on the market, like Blue Sound or MusicCast? Or
yeah. So
whatever.
this is mostly. So the thing is, it's relatively new that we decided now to publish our own API. Yeah. So because we have all this Blue Sound and other, especially audio video companies contacted us and they wanted us to make an integration for them, and it's so many that of course everyone needs this one, but we cannot do this integration. So this will come very soon because a lot of those companies already approached us, and there's, besides what I showed, nothing is there yet besides maybe some geeky Lua integrations, yeah, which some you can use their APIs, but there will be very soon direct integrations with, for example, Blue Sound. Yeah.
Yeah. And will there be possibilities, or just asking here now for the German market, but did you go outside and doing some information days or something else that we can plan with you together, that we doing an event with you? Is there a possibility that you do that while you speak in German, or?
We are way too small. I mean, we can do something together, but you have to understand we're a very small company. Yeah, we have to be a bit like everyone has to do a bit of everything, but we cannot do events or something. We are planning to do an event, but more for our B2B partners, for example, for you.
How it will be with a German webinar with you? Would that be possible?
We could do that, yeah. But the thing is that also, because we call this training today, but I wouldn't call this training. It's like the server is still, I mean, it has a lot of functions, yeah, but you don't really need a training. Maybe you need someone to show you once everything, and then you learn a bit by learning by doing. But yeah, I mean,
but what Chris wanted to say is to bring, we are a distributor, but to bring credibility to our distribution is we like to show that we are hand to hand with our partners, suppliers, with the manufacturer. So I think the idea of Chris basically is two ways. If we do an event in our VIP lounge and we invite partners like we do from time to time, like we did it at Light and Build, if you'll be able to travel and to be there just to have a direct feedback from the market. And the other thing is if we organize one of these intro sessions to the market, to the German market, if you could say a few words about your product. That is not really a training, it's just...
of course. I mean, yes,
nothing.
Of course, yeah.
Great.
Cool. So first we'll try to organize our agenda, and then we'll ask you if it's possible or not, and no worries. We'll try to figure out something.
Okay.
But for us, as a small company, for us, it's Light and Building every 2 years. quite some effort and expense, but yeah, I mean, but we're
Yeah.
also growing. We're also growing. There's also
Yeah.
there might be also some talks with MDT now that we maybe do something together. We'll see. Yeah,
Okay.
I think this year big things will happen. Yeah,
How many people will work for one home now? Or for one home?
around 20.
Okay. And they are all based in Slovenia?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In and out.
But we're actually two Germans living in Slovenia that work for one home. So still the mother company is still the GmbH in Berlin. Yeah, that's still the.
Oh, okay.
On paper, we are a German company.
Yeah.
Important thing.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
But the founder is not a German.
No,
Okay.
he's a Slovenian.
Okay.
But we have an investor from Germany, and also, yeah, I mean,
It's German.
yeah.
That's all you need to know. It's a German company. So don't stress.
Made in Germany. Oh, more or less.
Made in Europe.
No, and of course, I mean, like I said, we will probably do an event maybe end of summer where we invite our biggest partners. We also do. We will go to the production line. We show you the manufacturing. We'll have some event also with news. We wanted to do it last year already, but we delayed it. I think it will be end of summer.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Okay. Well,
Thank you so much, Tim, for your
Thank you so
time.
much for your time. Yeah.
And of
Thank
course,
you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank
if
you
you
very
need
much.
anything, just
Great.
call whatever. Yeah, just
Okay.
Dankeschön.
Bye.
Vielen Dank.
Good.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello, Giorgio.